Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm TC and today we'll be reviewing the Marhar Archaic. So this board is equipped with a flat zone in between your feet, camber underneath your foot with rocker on the tip and tail. It's gonna make it so your board will float a little bit better, very easy to maneuver at slow speeds. Once you get up to those higher speeds, it is gonna get a little bit loose and a little bit squirrely. This board comes in a 151, a 154, 154 wide, 158, 158 wide, and a 161. I rode this board at Copper Mountain and the conditions were overcast, where at the bottom of the resort it was nice and sloppy. Towards the top it definitely got firmer, so as you went down the conditions varied quite a bit. And I used my Ride Fuse boots in Jones Mercury bindings. So when it comes to flex and stability in this board, the flex is going to be on that softer end, definitely softer than the middle of the road. Even when it comes torsionally, you're still going to be able to foot steer it pretty nicely. Now when it comes to stability, at those slower speeds, it's going to feel nice and stable, nice and easy to turn, all of that. When you get to those higher speeds, you'll feel the nose start to chatter a little bit more, and it just feels like the edge is kind of skipping out on that uneven terrain. When it comes to taking it off of jumps, you're definitely not going to want to go to that big boy line or possibly even the medium line. This thing excels more on side hits and that smaller line where you're going to want to let the board do most of the work. You're not going to want to overpower it or anything because you're going to feel a little bit washy. When it comes to butterability and jibbing, this board definitely butters very well. That being said, you can over butter it where you will wash out on it. So you do have a nice zone right on the tail and the nose when you're locking into presses on rails and ledges. And then when you're trying to slide those rails and ledges, you do have a nice camber zone underneath your foot to really lock in there. You're not going to have too much in the middle to lock in with. It'll kind of want to just press you right under your feet there. When it comes to carving, this board definitely excels on those slower or those smaller carves. When you get to those medium to larger carves at high speeds, you start feeling the vibrations underneath your feet and in the nose and the tail. Also, when you're at those high speeds, you don't feel that great of an edge hold on it where you feel like you're sliding out a little bit. This board definitely excels on those shorter, quicker carves, like when you're approaching a rail or a side hit. So the rider in mind for this board would be, I would say, that Midwest rope toe kid that really likes to jib around, butter around, not hitting giant jumps since there's not enough snow out there for him. But yeah, pretty much that guy that just wants to kind of stay slower. Personal thoughts on this board: it is very fun when you're like jibbing or just buttering around. At high speeds, I find this board to be pretty scary. You try to straight line on this thing and you're gonna need a new pair of shorts. The comparable boards would be the Libtech Terrain Wrecker, the GNU Essential Service, and the Nitro Team Gullwing. The bindings I would throw on this would be the Solomon Districts, the Battalion Chaos ASIM, and the now Brigade. This has been my review of the Marhar Archaic. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave a comment down below. I want to know what you guys have to say. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. And if you want to support us further, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could get in depth with it here, but we have a great video over there explaining it further. As always, guys, I'm TC. We'll see you in the next video.